What's up, y'all? Yeah, we going live. This look bad in the background. It's my gym shorts. We going live, but listen. Let me give y'all a chance to get in here. Just give y'all a little bit of a chance to get in here. I got this bag over my phone right here because the sun's gonna make my phone too hot. So I'm gonna let y'all come in. Maybe give y'all about 1 minute, then I'm gonna start going in. The title of this YouTube is I'm unsympathetic because y'all are pathetic. I'm unsympathetic because y'all are pathetic. What's up, Ultimate Girlfriend? I'm unsympathetic because y'all are pathetic. And that's the title. Well, first of all, let me say this. Joe Biden gave the Ukrainians $13.6 billion. And he gave you all Chris Paul and Taraji P. Henson. He gave y'all a basketball player that's about to retire. And he gave y'all an actress that's at the end of her ropes. I'm unsympathetic because y'all are pathetic. What's up, Mimi? You see, the problem is it's never been about racism. It's really been about the character of the individual. But they lied to you all. Just like they lied to you all about these HBCUs being hit with bomb threats. What's up, Alexa? Just how they lied to you all about these HBCUs being hit with bomb threats. Now, you all told me that when Trump was in office, America was at its most racist. And when America was at its most racist, the HBCUs didn't get any bomb threats. The moment Trump leaves, now you're telling me that the HBCUs are getting bomb threats. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't believe it. Threaten the HBCUs for what? Do you all realize that I guarantee the vast majority of these so-called hate crime incidents are staged? And they're staged by us. There was a lady here in Georgia that was putting letters in a subdivision, and the letters were saying it was the KKK and it was threatening to kill the families in the neighborhood. But it was a woman from our community that was doing it. Back home in McClatchy High School, there were some students from our community that put the sign white only and black only water fountains. Our community. Juicy Smollett should be a great indicator of what we are capable of when it comes to staging hate crimes. Juicy Smollett should be a great indicator at what lengths we'll go to fake a hate crime. And the problem is that most of our people have an identity that is entrenched in oppression. So that means in our community, people don't feel black unless they feel what? Oppressed. So the problem is, if we're not feeling oppressed, we're not feeling black, and that's the problem. So these HBCU bomb threats, I guarantee it was someone from our community that did it, a liberal that did it, a Democrat that did it, someone on the left that did it. It was somebody on that side that did it. There is no reason why anybody would want to issue a bomb threat to HBCUs when wasn't nobody issuing bomb threats to HBCUs back when they got started, when it was still slavery. Right out of slavery, when the HBCUs got started, why did nobody want to bomb them then? Why did anybody want to bomb them then? It doesn't make any sense to why they want to bomb them now. When America was at its most racist, nobody wanted to bomb the HBCUs. Now when America has a president that they want, which is Joe Biden, and the vice president they wanted, which is Kamala Harris, now they got everything they wanted, They got the WAP they wanted with Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. Why is it that when America's getting everything they want, why is it now someone would want to bomb the HBCUs? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm not buying it. I don't believe it. It's like dangling a carrot in front of you all's face. You all want to be oppressed so bad that you'll go to any lengths, any measures, by any means necessary, not the Malcolm X version, by any means necessary to be oppressed. You all will do it. So I don't trust anything you all do. I don't trust anything. There's no way you all could be satisfied with Joe Biden giving the Ukrainians $13.6 billion and then giving you all Chris Paul and Taraji P. Henson. There's no way y'all could be satisfied with it. Oh, but yes, you can, because you like feeling oppressed. So the irony is, the psychology is, the more Joe Biden doesn't do for you all, the more you want him, the more you love him. The more Joe Biden doesn't do anything for you, the more you actually want him to be president. The irony is, you all get off on the Democrats telling you they can't do anything for you. You actually like to hear that. And then when Trump was doing something for you, you hated him. So I see the psychology. The psychology is, you all want to be oppressed. So you hated Trump because he was giving you something, and you love Biden because he's not. This is beyond Stockholm Syndrome. This is called oppressive, I need a nice word for it. Oppressive syndrome. I need something that sounds very good and catchy. The woke oppressive syndrome. The wokeism of the oppressive. I need something good. I need a good name for it. But anyway, you all want to be oppressed. So at this point, I'm going to say that it's not about racism at all. This deals with the individual. This deals with the character of the individual that chooses to belong to black culture. This is about the character of the person that chooses to belong to black culture, because to be a part of black culture is to be a part of idol worship. Is to be a part of idol worship. Because to be a part of black culture is to totally reject God, because being a part of black culture means you're going to reject the truth. So if you reject the truth, you reject God. It's just that simple. But Juicy Smollett should let you all know what lengths that we'll go to commit a hate crime on ourselves, to stage one. So I don't believe or trust any of the stuff I see in the media about any of it. So I don't believe that the bomb threats that went to HBCUs were legit. I'm calling a false flag. Just like I called a false flag on the guy that had the fake bomb that was going to bomb the White House or whatever. Remember that guy? Remember the guy that was in front of the White House or somewhere, or the Library of Congress, wherever he was, in front of with that fake bomb? Remember that? Remember that guy with the fake bomb? The same thing with the bomb of the HBCUs. It's the same people doing this stuff because our people want to be oppressed. We want it. We want to be oppressed. We actually get off on Joe Biden telling us to go get with we get off on it. And guess what? We're going to get off on the Hispanics telling us no. We'll get off on the Asians telling us no. And we'll get off on the immigrants telling us no. We'll get off on them because we'll just say, ooh, that's why we're oppressed. We want to be oppressed. It's a sickness. It's a sickness. I just diagnosed our people on YouTube. It's a sickness. You all want to be oppressed. So the mere fact that Donald Trump gave the most funding to HBCUs, it literally made you all hate him. And the fact that Joe Biden and Obama cut the funding, it literally made y'all love them. My friend Dynas Demir says that our people are a political liability, not just to ourselves, but to the world, because we will pick a leader that will literally destroy the planet. We will pick a leader. We will go out in the streets. We will march, we will protest, we will riot, we will loot, we will steal flat screens, we will steal bundles, we will steal PS5s, we will steal lace fronts. We will do this for a person that will literally destroy the planet. That's how I know the Antichrist is going to come from our community. The Antichrist is going to come from our community, and we are going to support the Antichrist 110%. We are going to do it. Mark my words. We are going to support the Antichrist. Mark my word. Because black culture is death culture. And black culture is no different than woke culture. It's no different than liberalism. The liberals is no different. The only difference is black culture is the extreme of those things. It's the extreme of it. It's the going the above and beyond of it. That's how you can do a crate. That's how we can do a crate challenge, and it ends with people getting shot at the crate challenge, getting killed. Forget the bodily harm that is causing people doing the crate challenge, breaking their hips and bones and arms and legs and all this stuff. It ended with folks actually getting killed. Someone said, don't forget the crack pipes. So let me get this straight. Joe Biden gave you all crack pipes, Taraji P. Henson, and Chris Paul, but gave the Ukrainians $13.6 billion. And you all want me to blame racism? You all want me to blame white people when Joe Biden gave the Ukrainians $13.6 billion and gave you all Taraji P. Henson, Chris Paul, and crack pipes. And Maya Angelou on a quarter. And possibly Harriet Tubman on a food stamp. And you all want me to blame racism. I'm unsympathetic because you all are pathetic. I'm unsympathetic because you all are pathetic. And then I saw Hampton University, HBCU, offering free room and board and tuition for 50 Ukrainian students. So let me get this straight. Joe Biden gives the Ukrainians $13.6 billion. And then you all turn around and give the Ukrainians free room and board and tuition at Hampton. And you all want me to blame white people. First of all, the HBCUs are not owned by us anyway. They're not owned by us. That's the first thing. I don't know if y'all knew that, but they're not owned by us. The only college that was owned by us was this Morris Brown. And Morris Brown got shut down due to funds being mismanaged in the tune of $25 million. But I remember during that time, they had All-Star Weekend here. And I thought to myself, why don't all these millionaires that are here in the city right now, All-Star Weekend, why don't they put their money together and save Morris Brown? I'll tell you why. Because deep down inside, nobody believes this racism stuff. They don't believe it. Because if they did, there's no way we wouldn't be outraged. There's no way we wouldn't be outraged at Joe Biden giving the Ukrainians $13.6 billion after cutting the funding to the HBCUs, after handing out the crack pipes, after giving us Taraji P. Henson and CP3, Chris Paul. There's no way we're not going to be outraged at that trade-off. Ukrainians get $13.6 billion. We get crack pipes, Chris Paul, Taraji P. Henson, and the HBCU funding cut. So there's no way we can really care about racism and not be outraged at that. So I'm going to say that racism doesn't exist. Now, the racism that does exist, you all don't ever hear about it because they cutting the check for it. You see, when you can prove racism, they go ahead and cut the check. When you can prove racism, you get a monetary compensation. So anytime you see someone claiming racism and they don't get a monetary compensation, that means that racism wasn't present. So at the end of the day, I'm unsympathetic because you all are pathetic. Hampton University, free room and board, free tuition to the Ukrainians. I've watched these white liberals over the past 2 years, and I must admit that I was blind. I must admit I didn't know what was going on. I must admit this, but I'm going to say over the past 2 years, I've literally seen what Malcolm X said. Because Malcolm X said that our community is controlled by white liberals mentally, socially, economically, spiritually, every facet, and it's true. Because there's no way you wouldn't be outraged at Joe Biden giving the Ukrainians $13.6 billion. There's no way you wouldn't be outraged at Taraji P. Henson and Chris Paul as a solution. First of all, what qualifies Taraji P. Henson and Chris Paul? What qualifies them to deal with anything with HBCUs? Did they even go to a HBCU? I know Chris Paul went to Wake Forest. Did they even go to a HBCU? What qualifies Taraji P. Henson and Chris Paul to deal with issues that are concerning HBCUs? Tell me, what's their qualifications other than how they look? So I'm not gonna let anybody blame racism anymore. It's done, it's a wrap. You can forget it. Wells Fargo was quote unquote being racist, not giving out the loans to our community, to the people that were kissed by the sun, to the kings and queens, to the Moors, to the Israelites, to the chosen people. Wells Fargo wasn't doing the right thing when it came to us, according to the reports. According to the reports, they didn't want to give us the business loans or the home loans, whatever. They didn't want to give us the loans. Ask me how many people protested or have protested Wells Fargo. Ask me if what Wells Fargo did was so egregious, then why haven't we protested Wells Fargo? Why haven't your favorite celebrities talked about what Wells Fargo did? Why haven't Will and Jada and Chris Rock, why haven't they talked about what Wells Fargo did? Why didn't the Oscars mention it? Why hasn't Joe Biden mentioned it? Why hasn't Kamala mentioned it? If what Wells Fargo did was so egregious and it was so wrong, why is nobody talking about it? Why are there no riots? Why are there no protests? Why are there no marches? Why are we not stealing flat screens and bundles in the name of Wells Fargo being racist? You know why we're not doing it? Because nobody believes it. Because nobody believes it. Somebody said Wells Fargo is a part of the Great Reset. Exactly. Nobody believes that Wells Fargo was really racist. Chase canceled all 3 of my accounts at one time for no reason. And when I called him, Chase told me the computer told them to do it. Listen to me. Not because of fraud, not because of mismanaged money. I called the headquarters at Chase and they told me the computer told them to do it and it wasn't personal. So I could have said it was racism. I could have said they was racist and they closed my checking account, my credit card, and my business account. I could have said they were racist. I could say it was racist. So my question again is, if Wells Fargo was so racist and egregious, then why didn't nobody protest? Why is nobody upset? So you mean to tell me, when Donald Trump was in office, y'all were very vocal about how America was racist. And keep in mind, none of you all said 2 wings of the same bird when Trump was in office. Y'all said Trump was racist. Y'all said Republicans are racist. That's what y'all said. You never said 2 wings of the same bird. You only said 2 wings of the same bird when Biden got in office and he was worse. So I don't want to hear that either. And y'all want me to believe that Trump made all these white people racist, but they wasn't racist enough to want to bomb the HBCUs. You all told me that Trump was so racist that he made all the white folks racist, but they wasn't racist enough to bomb the HBCUs. Now you're telling me with Biden in office, now they want to bomb the HBCUs. It doesn't make, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Y'all don't even realize that most of that civil rights stuff that y'all saw was fake. Most of that civil rights stuff was staged. Who had the time during the 50s and the 60s to take off of work and protest? Nobody. And if America was so racist, they're not going to let you take off of work to go protest. So explain to me how all them folk was a part of these protests. It's a lie. It was staged. In the 50s and 60s, you had to work, not work. You had to work. Now we work. Now we go to work. We have careers. In the 50s and 60s, you had to work. Back-breaking labor. Working all day back then. You couldn't afford to go protest. That's how I know that most people wasn't a part of the civil rights movement on either side. It was all staged. All of it. They said, we gonna meet up here. And then, so we say, we gonna bring the people on this side. They say, we gonna bring the water hose and the dogs. It was all a setup. We gonna bring the water hose, the billy clubs, and the dogs, and then y'all bring the people. You can't tell me that a sane individual would want to go to a restaurant that didn't want them to be in there. Get spit on, get beat up, get pissed on, get all that happened to you just to sit next to white folks. You can't make me believe that. That's why I'm telling you all, it was a setup. It was all staged. It wasn't real. If all them are working for the boule, if all them leaders are Masons, if all them, what makes you think they're part? It's real. If they all Masons and a part of the boule, what makes you think it's real? You got white Masons fighting against black Masons. What makes you think that's real? If they all Masons. Come on. You got Masons over here, white, Masons over here, kissed by the sun, and they fighting. It's staged. They both on the same team. Y'all don't want to hear this today. Y'all don't want to hear this today. Y'all don't want to hear it. If I was in church right now, y'all people would have walked out. Y'all would have left. If I was in church right now, y'all would have left. No, y'all wouldn't have just left. Y'all would have pulled y'all phones and y'all would have recorded me. Y'all sent it to the Shade Room, sent to the White House, sent to Mark Zuckerberg. Y'all have recorded, told on me. No, recorded it, left out, then told on me. That's y'all to do. I'm talking like this. There's no way on God's green earth that you all are not out in these streets protesting, marching, and rioting and looting over Joe Biden giving the Ukrainians $13.6 billion and giving you all Taraji P. Henson and Chris Paul. There's no way. There's no way that you all are not out here tearing up the streets over Joe Biden giving the Ukraine $13.6 billion and giving you all Chris Paul, Taraji P. Henson, and crack pipes. So I don't want to hear anything about racism. I don't want to hear anything about white folks. I don't want to hear anything about Trump. I want y'all from now on just say, this is what we want. We want to feel oppressed, so anything that looks like oppression, we're going to embrace it. You got upset at Donald Trump when he did for you. You hated him, and you love Joe Biden, and he's doing nothing for you. So that lets me know on a psychological level, you all want to be oppressed. It's no different than a person hating the person that loves them and then loving the person that hates them. This is beyond Stockholm Syndrome. What we are seeing is beyond Stockholm Syndrome. This is something different. This is a yearning, a longing, a desire to be oppressed. We want to be oppressed. Hear me because I don't see any comments. Just can y'all give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me? Just type anything in the comments so I know y'all still here. I hope my account's not frozen. I'm talking to myself. If you just give me a thumbs up, anybody, if you can give me a thumbs up. Because Because I can stop it and start all over again. Give me a thumbs up. If you can give me a thumbs up, let me know. Okay, I'm gonna cut it and come back.